Good evening everybody, welcome to Apex Racing TV and the start of a new season in the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship. Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Woodhouse and as usual joined by long-time partner in crime, teammate, colleague and yeah, old mucker Alex Simpson. Hello mate.
Thanks mate. Old is right, I would think, at this point. Thank you very much. Another year. Here we are in 2018. The grey hair is fully, you know, I'm starting to don the Philip Schofield look now.
Well, that's cool though. It's Philip Schofield look, you know, is apparently. So, but yeah, our 9th year of broadcasting together, mate, and
really 9 years,
ninth actual year, and the and also the second full year, I think, of the European V8s, and into a new season. We've got the media day here today, and appropriate that it starts at such a track like Watkins Glen, which is always fantastic fun, and the drivers know it really well by now, so we should get some great racing, close action out there, I reckon.
Yeah, who doesn't love a bit of Watkins Glen? I mean, yeah, everybody in the chat's going to be screaming at me. I don't, but I love that. It's a great circuit.
I bloody hate the place.
Fast, you know, flowing. It's a really, really good track. Just one that really, you know, you have to, you know, I just feel like this is the best track to really feel the setup tweaks that you start to make in a car. You know, this is like my go-to track when I want to learn a car, find out what everything does as I'm doing it, feel that difference. So, but it's just one that you can really enjoy lapping as well. You know, it's got that nice flow to it. Makes for some good racing as well. And just to bring the track back up again, we're obviously on the short cup, not the classic phase. We have got the chicane in, which you know, does make it a bit interesting. Actually makes overtaking slightly harder. I'm definitely a fan of the classics, so you can scream all the way down to the carousel, throw out the inside there.
I mean, it is the layout that the NASCAR boys and girls use for the Sprint Cup, and yeah, it does have that chicane in there, which it sort of creates an overtaking opportunity, but really has to be a mistake made, I think, from the driver in front in order to get that move done. Yeah,
exactly. I think you're right. Just a poor run out of turn one, you know, and that'll give them the opportunity. So there's a reasonable draft on the V8s, and yes, we should see some moves in there as well. And of course, it is only the short cup circuit, so going into the penultimate corner, that's also an opportunity. You get a good run off the carousel, but I still think we'll see most of the moves going into the bus stop.
Your point as well about this circuit being sort of a benchmark. It's similar to Circuit de Catalunya, really, isn't it? In that when you're in the full course, where pretty much every type of corner, a good, you know, it's a good indicator of whether you've got your balance right and whether you got
exactly.
a good feeling with the car. And around here, it is what the drivers are going to be experiencing, isn't it? Not so much on the cup layout, but especially when we go into the booth.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, totally with that. So, just having a quick look at our old friend from ARL days.
Yeah,
Brendan O'Brien. Obviously, we met him years ago. 9 years ago, probably. Or was it 10 years ago?
Well, no, 2010. Yeah, so
2010,
so this is 8. Well, it's just over 7 actual years, but this is the ninth actual separate year of us broadcasting.
Okay, fine. That's how we done it.
That's how I've done it.
But yeah, no, Brendan, huge fan of his. Obviously, ERT. I want to get the name right or shoot me. So, but yeah, team owner over there as well. He's got the pole sitter with him as well, I believe. Jake Blackall, currently circulating out there with the pole. What's he got?
That's not a shabby time, is it?
No, 10.899. So he's a couple of tenths clear of Tony Klusterman, so no slouch.
10.6, mate.
Oh, 10.6 really?
10.65.
Oh, that's weird. On my live timing, it's showing something different.
4 tenths clear.
There it is. Best but last. Yeah, weird.
So yeah, that's a great time.
Yeah, very quick. So
these guys are quick. You know, we see these drivers every couple of weeks, and the likes of Tony Klusterman, Michael Taljancic, Evdoka, Gantar, Brandon, they're all very, very quick drivers. So for him to just knock 4 tenths off on a track like this, where really you don't actually have to do that much, is phenomenal, really.
Yeah, Jake's got a bit of a fan base in the chat already. They're just
hello, everybody.
They're just grateful that he's not bitching about the Kia. They could drive.
I mean,
drive his V8.
I imagine so. Where's Paul Smith? He needs to be around to see this.
He's there as well. Don't you worry.
Oh, is he? There he is. Okay. Well, he'll be happy that we've mentioned him at least. We've got the cheap pop in there, right here on Apex Racing TV. And hello to all the guys from the BSRTC in the chat as well. Always good to have you guys with us, as normal, on this Saturday evening in January 2018. Right, qualifying is over, checkered flag is out, and I'll take you through the grid. We've got 32 cars about to take to the Watkins Glen circuit. We believe we've got 3 races tonight as well, which is something a bit different, so it'll be a lot of fun. Jake Blackhall, as mentioned, on pole position, 110.654. Tony Kusterman, 111.0. Quite a big ass there to make up that time in the race. We'll see if he can. George McClay, actually, a driver who we've seen quite a lot. Not without the controversy in the first few meetings of his BSR Mazda career, but you know, he's obviously a very quick driver, and he's put himself right up into the second row. Michael Taliancic alongside him in 4th, Johnny Brandon 5th, Michael Docker in 6th. Those two are always very evenly matched. Domin Gantar in 7th. Look for him to come strong in the race. He usually he's a bit of a late game player, is Gantar. Bogachev in 8th, Morrisjon in 9th, Buslan in 10th, and then Brenton O'Brien 11th, 12th for Richard Warming, and Matt Fretwell in 13th, Samuel Buzan in 14th, Peter Bingham in 15th, Anthony Woodward 16th, 17th Dave Janssen, 18th Gary Croft, Bengalite in 19th, Robert Lundgren 20th, Matthew Belton 21st, 22nd is Ronald Moons, Johan Venter 23rd, Clyde Whiting 24th, Katie Taranto in 25th, Carson Peachman 26th, Michael Frost 27th, then Rick Scott 28th, Ronald Van Eitrecht in 29th, Stephen Phillips 30th, no time set, as is Klaus Winter, and Kevin Whitaker will be starting at the back.
Decent turnout for a media day, I have to say.
Yeah, probably thought they wouldn't be on the telly, that's probably why. We'll do that.
Oh, surprise!
But yeah, it should be good. There's 15 laps we've got for the first race. Yeah, we've got the interesting prospect of turn 1 and the S's section, which always, you know, can always bunch the cars up quite a lot. We see sometimes some big accidents. It's not normally turn 1 that causes the problem here, because there's a fair bit of space. It's going up the hill where it all narrows, and there's not really much more than one ideal line through that complex. So we'll see how the drivers negotiate. That Blackhall versus Klusterman, then I'm looking forward to this battle. Klusterman now well rested and fit again after injury at the end of last season. So
that trip to Barbados clearly did the job.
I'm sure it did. Right, here we go. Red lights are on, and the media day for the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship is underway. Listen to the roar of the V8 Supercars into the first corner here. Good start by Blackhall. Klusterman. Oh,
bit of door banging.
McClay flying up the inside, very late on the brakes.
Oh no!
Klusterman napping. What's happened?
Big crash at the back. Our buddy's involved in that, I'm afraid. But
Brian,
the car's facing the wrong way.
It's Woodward, it's Bingham, and it's Morrisjon.
Yeah. But I know Brenton certainly got a piece of that as well.
Oh yeah, no bonnet for O'Brien. I think he'll be struggling now.
Good start from McClay though. I don't know if we got the right livery. I did get the paint packs and get as many as we could. So if it's not right on the broadcast when you watch this back, please make sure you contact the admin so we can get your livery added for the start of the season.
See, we said that every week. Blackhall in the lead then. McClay, great start by him. He really took Klusterman by surprise and did a good job there. Taliancic all over. So that's not Taliancic. Evdoka, sorry, all over the back of Klusterman now. Really pushing hard against the Canadian.
Yeah, good to see Michael doing well in this car as well.
Drive
a little chat with him behind the scenes. I know he's looking at doing, wants to be driving some different stuff as well, so getting stuff out of the MX-5.
He's another one like Brandon and like Foggy and some of the others who can just jump into anything. Baxter and and be quick in it. Got a few of these guys out there these days. you don't seem to get that many specialists anymore in iRacing, you know, as it used to be maybe, where people just used to stick to one car. It seems like there's a lot of top-line drivers who realise that maybe there's a fair bit of money on offer, or there's some, you know, notoriety on offer, and maybe a chance to, because they're all trying to impress these top teams, especially with the advent of esports and everybody jockeying for position.
I think it's made a difference, doesn't it? Last year was a bit of a breakthrough year to it with it all, and you know, hopefully it's just going to carry on going that same direction this year. But you're right, there's that many more sort of top line events now where drivers have got to jump in to different cars. I mean, obviously over the pond, you know, all about obviously the NASCAR, you know, the other side of the world. It's all about the V8 Supercars, and you know, we're about sort of like the Formula stuff. But the Blancpain's making a really big sort of noise in sim racing, on iRacing at least anyway. So lots of people are doing that as well. Lots of GT3 series are you know, very popular. So I think that's kind of the thing, you know, everyone has their favourite, and GT3, I think that's kind of where it's going.
What I think it does is that I think with the Blancpain and more seats being available and things like that, I think it opens up possibilities for drivers who otherwise wouldn't be considered for top teams. Is that a fair assessment, in terms of that there's a lot of, trying to think, there's a lot of worth in a driver who can be very consistently quick. You know, someone like a Foggy, someone like a Hackison or a Baxter, or, you know, someone who drives in all, Dave Baker, you know, someone who drives in all these series, and they can take a car, they can do a 2-hour stint, they can bring it home, in a good position, and I think a lot of teams are looking for that. I think Jake Sperry was talking about it being the anchor position, you know, that sort of solid driver who doesn't let, a bit like you do that job in the, you know, in the Blancpain for your team, don't you? You kind of anchor the car, don't you?
That is my job, you know. I get given it when there's only a few instant points left before disqualification, and they say bring it home.
Yeah, which is always the best. It's always the best. Is it the best and worst time to get it? I don't know, but the thing is, but this is the point. There's a lot of drivers out there who are making a solid name for themselves, not necessarily by being Martin Kroenke or being Rasmussen or, you know, Bono Huiz or people like that, but they are.
Oh, Katie getting a bit out of shape.
I don't want to disrespect anybody.
Sorry, it wasn't Katie, it was Clyde getting out of shape.
I don't want to disrespect anybody when I sort of say these sort of names, so if you mentioned and you don't agree, then, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, the likes of, I think people like Kai Kashube and people like David Williams and, you know, people like that who are really dependable, really quick drivers. They may be just a tiny bit off the very best of the, like maybe the single-seater drivers, or maybe the, you know, the so-called glamour series, I think, but in the other series, they're the best of the best, and they're there for a reason.
I think you're right. I think, yeah, and I think that's the whole point with the team as well. You know, having a team of drivers, you know, makes quite a difference as well. And it opens up the top flight stuff, because you've got a lot of those pinnacle drivers. You know, they're all in the same car. If Docker and
look at this. If Docker, if Docker's had to miss the chicane completely, he was on the outside trying to get past Klosterman. He got hung out to dry, and he's had to take the escape road there, and which is actually the regular course. But yeah, he's not. That's cost him a lot of time, a lot of places.
But yeah, so just to come back to my point, it leaves a lot of places open on the grid, doesn't it, for these for other drivers to really come up and shine. And I think when you race against the best people, you find time. Yeah. That's the thing, you know. So it gives them the chance. So yeah, it's good, you know.
But look how good
having the variety.
Look how good the Blancpain series is in real life as well. The amount of the drivers that, you know, you wouldn't have seen drivers in GT cars maybe that there are now. You know, you've got people like Giancarlo Fisichella and Sam Bird and guys who've just come out of, you know, Bruno Senna, and people who've just come out of Formula One, and you know what I mean. You wouldn't. That level is rising now. Those guys in the GT3s are becoming just as professional as the very top. Oh, the spinners. It's the leader. Jake Blackwell. He's tugged back to the pits. Is he crashed? I think he's crashed actually.
Big one,
he hit the
massive
wall.
hit. Let's get another replay of that.
Oh,
See exactly what happened.
he's done, I think. Black hole. He was just in the bus stop chicane. Did he get too much of the curve? A little look.
Have a little look and see what happened.
Oh, he unsettled him on the first curb, Alex. The left-hand curb. Car just bounced around. He tried his best to save it. Couldn't.
Yeah, just around. Bet he wish he had his Kia then, didn't he? I wouldn't have done that there. Plant that foot on the floor, and yeah, that's an instant save.
You've got a death wish. But yeah, not good for him at all. He's got a fast repair, but he'll have to take the tow.
Yeah.
If he wants to receive that fast repair, that leaves actually Klosterman in the lead. So Klosterman's managed to get past McClay on this lap as well. Let's have a look and see. It's all happening here at Watkins Glen. We haven't seen any of it. Here's
See if I find out when that overtake was, because that'd be good to catch.
Oh, Klosterman, he just got a brilliant drive off turn 1. Got passed into the S's. Easy as you like for Tony. Taljancic is in there as well. Gantar in 4th place. So it's Brandon. Sorry, Brandon, then Gantar, then Evdoka. You able to take a look at that?
Yeah, just watching the replay now. It was a poor entry, wasn't it, into turn 1 for McClay. That's really what did it. And yeah, and Tony just got the drive off the corner. So
it's not a great angle. Evdoka attacking Gantar now into the first corner. Round the outside. Oh, he twitches. That was his problem at the chicane on the previous time round, where he lost the position to Klosterman. Side by side to the S's now. Oh, and he's going to go around the outside of Docker. That's really good. Gantar's not an easy driver to get past, and Docker just making that look simple. Beautiful move.
I think the guys have got a bit of competition from newcomers to the series, actually.
Yeah.
You know, it's looking good.
They're going to be doing the full series as well. You know, that's... Again, though, mate, we've seen this with the BSRTC. This is when the level of the championship just steps up. Get these so-called outside drivers, you know, ones that either come from other series or even other sims, like we had this year with a couple of the Northern Lights boys, and that's what happens. It makes everybody just do that little bit better, find that extra couple of tenths that they need to stay on top.
Yeah, and you'll see the regulars that are at the front as well. They'll know they just need to put in a few more laps of practice. You know, it makes a difference. We're having that bit of extra competition, so they're putting a bit more effort. Push themselves forward.
I've never heard you mention practice before, ever.
I never talk about it.
Never. Bengalite is ahead of Dave Janssen. It's a good battle here. The 9th and 10th place. Oh, Janssen getting very close here. He's got a cool helmet on that car, the N-Man one.
Teammates, of course. New liveries for the Phantom guys. Look nice.
Yeah.
Take them. Top jobs to the painter, whoever that is.
Always good with the new season, isn't it, when you see new paints and new driver and car combinations. Holden Commodore's looking very good indeed. Behind them is Richard Warmingham, who's in fact Dave Janssen's gained 7 positions off the starting grid, Alex, and Ben Galite's gained 10 places already, so absolutely flying at the beginning here. Clyde Whiting's gained 11, and so has Katie Taranto. So definitely a lot of drivers making good headway through the field. 12 places gained for Kevin Whitaker, who's 20th at the moment. He's got some damage to the back of that car, actually.
Katie and Clyde still battling out. They've been pretty much inseparable all race long. Clyde getting himself a little moment coming out of the final corner there as well. I had to get onto the brakes, so I'm going to help his run out of there. And then Robert Lundgren just behind them as well. Robert, I definitely haven't got a livery for you unless you went for the all white.
Ford versus Holden. I've got.
It doesn't look like.
I can see
it. He's into the wall, mind you, Robert. So.
I can see. Maybe he got excited. Maybe he heard you. I can see a boosted livery on that.
Well, I've only just got the paint pack stuff, so it's probably there on Trading Paints, but He needs to make sure he gets set up, and he is boosted as well. So, John, you're in TS. You can hear this. Tell him. Let's talk to Clyde. Make sure that gets added to the PenPower.
I see John's chickened out of the race. He's normally in these races, isn't he?
Yeah.
Come on, John. What's going on?
Oh, move going maybe for here. McClay under a bit of Fretch. Fretch? What's that?
I've no idea.
Me neither.
I've absolutely no idea. This is
I
why
like
we
it.
do. This is why we do
that more often.
This is why we do media day, ladies and gentlemen. So we can work out the kinks both in the series and in the commentary box.
Yeah, I need reprogramming.
We'll get him reprogrammed for next week. As long as you don't have Spanish mode, you'll be all right. It's McClay versus Taliancic then. Car 1, Michael Taliancic had a fantastic season last season. Of course, winning the title. Yeah, it was a great performance. He showed consistently great form, didn't he?
And always good on the long run. That's, you know, and he's showing that again today. I mean, it's only 1.2 seconds off the lead right now, and looking like he's trying to size McClay for a move anytime soon. It's only just a little bit up the road, so if you can get him now, there's only 4 laps to go as they cross the line. So got an opportunity still, I think.
Yeah,
got to go this time though.
Michael had a little bit of bad luck at times as well last season. Still managed to take the win. Down the inside he goes.
Hits the apex on the inside as well.
Oh,
sideways twitch because they both light up the rear wheels of the V8s.
Traction is something that's hard to come by in this V8 Supercar.
He's in a good position here though. Still, he's right under his wing, so he'll get the run, he'll get the draft. Will he be able to get alongside? There's a bit of traffic there as well, just to occupy. Actually, he's not going to get there, so looks like McClay pretty trimmed out. Quick car in straight line.
Not bad at all, but again, unless there's a real mistake, don't really get that run, do you?
Docker and Brandon, 1/10 of a second between those guys as well. Gorman, Ganta, right on their tails as well.
Docker sideways through the exit of the carousel. Not the place for to lose traction, lose grip.
I hate to tell them it's a media day and the points don't count for anything because they're all going at it.
Hey, well, maybe we should count this for the start of the season after all, because it's definitely worth it. Really good effort put forward by everybody. Matt Fretwell's in 8th place. He's just ahead of the Battle Tingerlight and Janssen that we mentioned earlier on. And I don't think we've seen Fretwell before, so good job out there.
Yeah, another new one.
The thing, I think there's a lot of drivers out there who just need to grow into these series sometimes, don't they? They've got the pace and things like that, but just need a few races, maybe even a full season in something like V8 Supercar to really become the best driver that they can be in this car.
Yeah, I mean, I'm much the same, you know. I always... Oh, massive sideways moment for Fretwell there as well, but caught it at the top of the hill. It's kind of lost some momentum. I think he's going to hold on to the position. But yeah, I'm much the same, you know. I need to sort of grow into a series and a car. I definitely can't hit a new car and be quick straight away. It takes me a season or 2 to really get up to speed, and that was the same with like the Williams. You know, when that come out, I didn't make pro in the first season.
Sorry, Alex. Fretwell wide on the exit of the carousel, lost a load of momentum.
Lundgren standing still somewhere on track.
Around the outside.
Nice.
Fretwell's lost the rear.
Looks
Janssen's going to go through.
Looks good, but slow, unfortunately.
He's got damage. Front left damage, I think.
That's to go. Hold on to it. Come on.
Has he clipped
something? A good result here. Richard Warmington behind him. I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't either. Have you? Sorry, what you were saying about what's your point off about learning into growing into a car? What do you need to do really? To
exactly.
Make sure that you just
you just need to get familiar with it. You know, I always think that you really start to be the best you can after 2 or 3 seasons in the car. You know, it makes such a difference. So
Fretwell nearly had the mother of all accidents in the S's, and he somehow managed to hang on to that as well.
Getting quite tasty as well now for 4th place.
Yep.
Brandon, Docker, and Gantar.
Only got one more lap to go as well. This one.
Yeah. Italian and Chich still hasn't got George McClay as well, so that's another battle for the podium positions.
play Taliancic together. Then it's Brandon, Evdoka, Gantar. They're 4th, 5th and 6th. And here comes Evdoka trying to get back past Johnny Brandon. The inside into the first corner. Brandon times that beautifully. Look at that cutback.
Nice.
Might be a chance here for Gantar as well. Got on the curve though. I think unsettled the rear of the car and didn't. Oh my word! Gantar just sideways over the crest. Car going light.
I hope they know they've got a feature race coming up a bit later on. Those tyres look like they're dead already.
And Docker having a little peek into the dust stop.
What's our leader doing? We've not got long to go. We haven't shown him too much.
Yeah, he's only got a couple of corners left. Kloosterman, and well, he qualified in 2nd place behind Jake Blackhall. Blackhall had his own issues, and Tony Kloosterman has had none. Round the final corner he comes, and he's going to take victory in race 1 of the media day of the 2018 season.
Yeah, hello, welcome to the series though. George McClay, that's a great drive right there. He's going to be one to watch throughout this championship, just beating our penultimate, last season's champion, sorry?
Yeah, holding off the series champion, exactly that. And 4th, 5th and 6th, Brandon ahead of Evdoka, ahead of Gantar. Not only 4 tenths between the 3 of them, that could be a battle going all season. Pogačar in 7th place, in no man's land, but he'll be happy with that. I think in 7th, Janssen beat you light on the final couple of laps there. Fretwell in 10th, Warmingham 11th, Buzan in 12th, Clyde Whiting came across in 13th, 14th for Casey Taranto. Jean-Philippe Bousselin finished the race in 15th, Stephen Phillips in 16th place, Michael Frost in 17th, Carson Peachman 18th, Brenton O'Brien. Wasn't a great first lap for him, but he did get 19th place in the end. Robert Lundgren must have had a crash somewhere, as that's 20th for him. Johan Venter 21st, Kevin Whitaker 22nd, and Morris John 23rd, Rick Scott 24th. Ronald van Uitrecht has just come across as the last man across the line in 25th. 1 lap down, Gary Croft, Peter Bingham and Matthew Belton. Jake Blackhall, we saw he took pole position. He led the first 7 laps. And yeah, Bindi on the exit of the bus stop. Anthony Woodward was out as well, 30th place. Ronald Moons 31st, and Klaus Winter didn't take the start.
Good race. Quite enjoyed that, I have to say.
Yeah, it was good.
You know, I think if they all drive like that for the series, we'll be looking at a good one.
Yeah, it was a strong pace delivered up front, and we'll be looking forward to the rest of tonight's action. Format then for the second race, is it going to be a reverse grid wheel?
I believe it'll be a reverse grid. I have got one here. I'll spin it anyway, because I like spin the wheels. Yeah, and we'll see what's going on there, but it might be a predefined one. I'm not 100% sure. We obviously we picked up the media day quite late in the game, but I'm sure Clyde knows what he's doing. Right, let me give it a whirl. I need to zoom in, that's what I need to do. Just a small one, 10th place.
10th place, Matt Fretwell. On to pole position then for the second race. We'll see how he gets on then when we return after the break here on Apex Racing TV as the V8 Supercar Championship continues.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen here on Apex Racing TV and the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship. The media day is here And we've had one great race already. I think we've got 2 more to come. We've got 20 laps in this one upcoming now. And yeah, Alex Simpson. It's going to be interesting because it's a very small reverse grid. We're going to have some really fast guys coming through from the back, like Jake Blackhole, and we're going to see a lot of overtaking out there, I bet.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race. I think, you know, when you have like smaller reverses, they do make for good races. I like reverse grids, but when they're like 30, 40 reverse, that's when you normally see the carnage. So, yeah, this should
he said it now, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, please, please. So this should be, I think this will be a good one.
All right, Matt Fretwell starts on pole position. Bengalite in 2nd place, Dave Janssen 3rd, Nikolai Bogatyrev in 4th. 5th is Doman Gantar, Michael Evdoka in 6th, Johnny Brandon 7th, 8th Michael Taliancic, George McClay in 9th, Tony Kluseman in 10th, and then the rest of them: Warmingham, Buzen, Whiting, Taranto, Busalan, Phillips, Frost, Peachman, O'Brien and Lundgren. That's the top 20. And then the last 11: Venter, Morrison, Scott, Van Outrecht, Croft, Bingham, Belton, Blackhall, Woodward, Moons, and Anna McNally has joined us for race 2.
Nice.
The Youth Energy man there, and we're just about ready for the start of race 2. Revs are rising. This symphony of V8 supercars burst into life now as the green light is on. Wasn't the best initial getaway by Fretwell, but it's a good second phase and charging into the first corner. Who's out the inside? Dave Janssen taking no prisoners on Bengalite. Those two are battling really hard, and I think Alex has decided.
Oh, same again. Same again.
Crash.
Turn 1. Oh, the aftermath as well. Come on, guys. You're recovering back to the track.
Bingham.
Pay attention.
Bingham and Moons are in a lot of trouble, at least. But yeah, Alex, I think Dave Janssen decided. Oh man, look at this. Get this into the chicane. Bengalite's back through.
Oh no.
Oh, he's made a mess of it. Oh, yeah. Janssen sideways, Gantar's through.
Tempted fate.
A couple of drivers out of control there.
My fault, I'm sorry. I'll get my jacket.
Johnny Brandon's through into 2nd place.
Oh, nice little start.
Oh, what's happening on the straight? We're going to get a crash, surely.
Oh, somehow they've survived that.
Was that Taliancic?
It's not over with though, because they all checked up massively.
Man, they were hitting each other 3, 4, 5 times down the straight. They get out of each other's way.
There's some more contact.
Damn it! Oh, that's O'Brien.
Come on, guys.
Is that O'Brien?
I didn't see who it was. I don't think it was Quentin. Could have been.
Who is it then? Somebody went. O'Brien was wide, but I don't know if anybody else
got a bit of damage, so he's definitely had some sort of contact.
Involved. Dockers looks like he's been in the walls on the first lap as well. He's missing a quarter panel.
He's a bit frantic.
Sideways for Dave Janssen. Massive slide. That's not going to do his tyres any good. He's going to do 20 laps around here, boys and girls. Into the chicane. Oh, and Taranto misses the chicane. There's contact in front of her between McClay and Taliancic. Klusterman goes through. All happening on this opening lap. Oh, I like this one reverse grid because it's usually a bit calmer, isn't it?
Oh dear, I really should have shut my mouth.
I think what you do get is the case of a lot of drivers. Blown engine at the back. That's a blown engine, and it might be Peachman, is it? Yeah, it is Peachman, and he's in the middle of the course. Dear. There's Lundgren and Morrison fight for their own survival, going round the car with the blown end. Get it off to the side. Oh, what's he doing?
Yeah, that's popped. He's trying to get back to the pits.
No, but he wasn't.
He
wasn't to the side of the track though. Could have been to the side of the track when people are coming past you like that, surely. Yeah. Just loitering in the middle of the road. It's only asking for trouble. Fretwell leading the race. He'll be fretting a little bit at the front because Johnny Brandon, extremely quick, just took 1.1 seconds out of Matt on that last lap. Dave Janssen in 3rd, 4th is Evdoka, and 5th is Bogatyrev. Then it's McClay and then it's Klusterman.
Good at the front. Sorry, Robert, the paint's still not working. John, I'm guessing it's something to do with the decal layer or something like that. Why it's not coming up, because obviously you got that from Facebook.
Busalan's just gone through on Michael Frost. Michael Frost livery looks nice. Alex, a Red Bull. I've got a Red Bull one. I don't know about you.
Where is Michael? There he is, 16th. Let's have a quick look. No.
Different one? Oh well, I've got it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've just got one of the V8, you know, V8 Supercar default ones. So.
Busalan made a mistake. Just took Frost on that.
Oh wow.
JPV and he nearly gave him it back. Busalan's a funny one, Alex, because we've seen him qualify in the top 4 before.
Clyde hit the wall hard there as well. I was trying to see who that was. Let's get a replay of that.
Off goes Lundgren. It's Whiting.
Oh, we got a nudge from behind. That was Jake, who's out there taking no prisoners, having the admin off in the media race. That's always clever.
Who's your enemies, really, isn't it? And I wasn't
just blame it on the Aussie net code. We'll be all right.
Yeah, you can't blame that on the admins, can you? Just back to Busalan, Alex. It's a funny one almost, because it says sometimes he qualifies up in the top 4, top 3, top 4, and then other times he's down in sort of, well, God knows where. And oh man, McClay, Kloosterman. Oh, that is Bogachev, I think. Somebody going very sideways.
Yeah.
McClay. Oh, Kloosterman, look at that. Big deep dive into turn 1. Beautifully done. Can you keep it? You can. Good work there by former champion Kloosterman.
Only Brandon took the lead. I missed that. Sorry, guys.
I didn't see that. Sorry. Yep. Me neither. I was looking at the battle further down, 6th place.
Just see if I can pop it back a couple of minutes and see if we can see the overtake.
Samuel Busan having a good race out there, 9th place. Jake Blackwell's up 17 places. Brenton O'Brien's gained 7. 9 gained for Anthony Woodward.
Right,
for once hasn't been crashed into.
Here's the overtake for the lead. Slightly wide exit off of turn 1 for Fretwell. Just didn't quite have the momentum going up through the S's, and Johnny Brandon gets it. Oh, massive sideways moment at the top of the hill as well. Just opens the door, and Brandon, well, he just walked straight through it.
Kloosterman versus Janssen. Kloosterman went round the outside of the second to last corner, and then Janssen tried to cut him back coming out of the last corner. It nearly worked for him, and now he's under pressure from McClay. McClay's very close, Alex. It's almost too close to get maybe a slipstream, as again Janssen struggling with his tyres through the SS section.
All that overtake there as well, back to live.
Here is McClay. Now he makes his move. Does George up the inside into the bus stop? Can he make the corner? Well, that could be a slowdown penalty.
Could be.
Potentially.
I think he got away with that. It's normally the second one, I think, that's the issue. If you cut the second one, that sort of inside left's not too bad.
And then we got Talyancic in 8th place, just behind. And now Dave Janssen has dropped down a little bit more. Got Blackhall and Warmingham side by side. Blackhall hasn't got a lot left of his car. Making his way through the field though, there's absolutely no problem there for the Australian.
Yeah, the V8s are quite hardy, aren't they? So
been better days, that one.
Bit of a pounding.
Yep. Take a licking and keep on ticking, as they say. 18 positions gained for him. Next target for Jake is Samuel Busan, second up the road in 9th position. They're having a decent run. What else is going well there? Victor Morajon's gained 6 spots. Might be trying to gain 7th here against Michael Frost. 15th and 16th on the road. Morajon, who definitely improved last season. More towards the top 6 of the field regularly. Chance to win, didn't he? Do you remember in that strategy race that we had at the end of the last season? He really he had that race, didn't he, in the
Well
bag, and
close,
he
yeah.
let that one go. He'll be looking to get his first win on the board this season. Janssen, Talyancic and Bogatirev. You have to tell us, Nikolai, as well, if we are butchering the pronunciation of that. If I am, more than anything. Up the inside goes Michael. Janssen's not going to give this one up easily. Veteran in the series, Dave Janssen. Down the outside. Keeps it round the outside. Is he clear? He is clear. It's well driven. And Nikolai's trying to get involved in this as well. He make a move on the reigning series champion, car 1. Talyancic. Lit on the brakes for both. Oh, it's very tight in the bus stop chicane. Look at this, brilliant driving.
All this battling, just letting Jake catch up as well.
Yeah, I think he can catch up anyway, to be honest. You're right.
He's there now.
Great work from Dave Janssen. This is great driving.
Battle.
Brilliant driving. And Talyancic, is he pushing him? He was pushing him a little bit down that back straight. To the second to last corner. Now you can run it round the outside. Oh! Pogacar into the wall. That's his challenge done. Top 5 at least, but here's still this battle rages on. Talyancic versus Janssen. Is Janssen going to have a go into turn 1? He did make a good move there earlier on. He's going to follow him. Smart work there. To stay with one of the fastest drivers in the series would be an achievement. Richard Warmingham and Samuel Buzan very, very close together. Both have been taken by Jake Blackwell in the last 2 laps, but
just got a little nerf from Jake did Nikolai. Small, might be a bit of a gap between them. So
all it took.
As I said to Josh Rogers today after the race, I said I don't defend when there's an Australian up the inside of me. It's just not worth it.
There you go.
No offence, but once they're on the European servers, that netcode, that car becomes like twice the width. So always got to be aware of that.
I know some people like to pretend netcode doesn't exist. However, you try telling that to everyone who's been crashed off by it, and I mean Australians and Europeans, not just. It's not just a one-way street, that, is it?
Oh, no, exactly. The same applies to them if they're on the outside. They've got a European guy with a massive time difference between them as well. You know, it's just they're just as vulnerable as we are as well. So you've just got to be aware that, you know, when there's 500 ping between the difference in you know, a 300 and
half a second
and a 200. Yeah, exactly, it's half a second. The system's going to struggle. It's worth always giving that extra little bit of room.
Yep, and for those who don't understand that, the way that you explained it to me is that's half a second of time that where a driver could be in front or behind you, isn't it? So it's how long it takes the server to read the positioning of the car. So that car could be half a second away.
Yeah, the sim's
from
just
where it is at any one time.
The sim, your sim you're driving is predicting where you are, like the opponent is. It doesn't actually know. Yeah, it's got prediction code. Yeah, so if you have a little moment, yeah, where you'll reverse lock, yeah, and then you swing, but you catch it and swing back the other way. The sim might think you're swinging over even further than what you actually do. That's why you get crazy things where it looks like people sweep across the track. Yeah, and that's not the case. You know, that's just a prediction code at work because you've done something a bit random, you know, or had a little twitch or something like that. You know, and that's why you get these things. So yeah, you've always got to remember that. You know, you're not actually racing the person. You're racing what the sim predicts where that car is.
You know what, I didn't have a clue about
always
that.
keep that in mind. You know, it gets information from the server. But
it's only as quick
it's
as that.
It's only as accurate as
the
speed it's delivered, and yeah, once you've got a 600-700 ping difference between you, you know, you've got to add the two pings together. Then that's
the point.
You've got to anticipate that it doesn't really know.
Whereas, you know,
have you seen the AI on iRacing? That crashes into all kinds of things.
Well, for instance, we saw the safety car the other week, didn't we? Yeah. But for instance, you know, Johnny Brandon versus Michael Evdoka. That's a total of 91 is the ping. But if you had Brenton O'Brien versus Tony Klosterman, you've got at the moment 591.
Half a second, you know. It's,
You know, and that is the difference.
I'd say one little twitch
So-
and where the driver's steering left, and predictive code think it's going to run left, even though it was just a quick correction, you know. That's the thing. It's going to make him think that he's running a little bit further out wide. So that's
Interesting.
That's how it works. You know, people like to bitch on it a little bit, but actually it's very, very intelligent code. You know, and that's what allows us to race so close. You know, and have, you know, this great online service. Without it, you know, it would look like Codemasters 2017, which, you know, they've got some predictive code that's awful. You know,
Yeah,
and that's why it looks like.
That's why the cars move around so much.
Exactly, that's why cars look like they're drifting and morphing all over the place. So
Yeah, and whereas, you know, yeah, when you're actually playing the game, it doesn't have, the other cars aren't solidly planted to the track like they are here on iRacing, and that's why we can see all that. Yeah, he's very close now, isn't he? Come.
but yeah, the fact that I can race someone from the other side of the planet, you know, and I've just got to give them a little bit more room, I'll take it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I can race them that close.
And I think they'll take it too, you know, in the same way. Klosterman right in the slipstream of Evdoka. Having to defend.
That was a big old
my.
twitch, wasn't it, going in there? That's not going to help his exit, and I think Tony's going to get the run here.
That is a huge moment for Michael Evdoka. He's had a few of those tonight. Oh, it's very close.
Not giving in though, is he?
Top of the
Just
hill.
a little bit wide.
Oh.
So close to the wall
Oh,
there.
no!
He's alright, he's alright.
Oh, he's all right now. Oh man, that S section in these
Unclenched the
cars
butt
is
cheeks right there.
yeah. New change of underwear, please. You should have worn the brown pants, I think. No, but mate,
those tiny whiteys were a bad idea.
mate, that is a section of track that in these cars is absolutely spectacular to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because they're all over, they're moving around, and the drivers are really, really struggling to hold it exactly where
so
they want.
much power going down, you know. And to be honest, they're not the most aerodynamically sound cars, you know. So they're not putting a lot of downforce going through there.
Yeah,
But,
handling wise,
yeah.
they're not a Lotus Elise, are they?
No,
So,
no, exactly.
You've got that sort of boatiness about them, which it kind of makes it similar to when the NASCAR boys run here, really, isn't it? It's like a slightly better version of those. As Talyancic goes into turn one against Fretwell just kind of got a bit scared off the road, I think. Got car one flying down the inside, and
He was
decided
listening to my netcode rant, wasn't he? That was what it
I think
was.
he was. He's like, oh my god, here he comes.
Oh no, it's a 300 feet. Get out of the way.
Out of the way. Get out of the way, move, fool. He was saying probably, and he did move, but Fretwell no fool out there. 6th place, starting on pole position, of course.
Good race. Yeah.
It is a good race. Abuzan, Janssen, Warmingham, Busala. I think this is where we need to focus our attention now. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th.
Very little quartet.
Just 1 second apart. And but yeah, why do you think, Alex, a driver? I don't keep harping on about it. Why do you think a driver like Busala can be so high up the standings one week, so sort of mediocre in the standings another week?
I'm just going to put it down to practice.
Yeah.
You know, some weeks he's got more time to practice and enjoys circuits. Other weeks doesn't like them so much, and yeah, it doesn't click. You know. So
He's very quick. On his day, he's super fast. I mean, like I say, I think he front rode it in Spa, didn't he?
yeah, if I remember
or
rightly.
he's like 2nd or 3rd, but then unfortunately, I think he had a crash at the hairpin on like the 2nd lap or something. And so if you get front row or 2nd row even at Spa, you are a fast driver. You cannot debate that point.
Why, thank you.
Were you on the front row today?
The second run.
2nd row, all right. Well, no, but it's true, isn't it? And you know, you have that. I'm not going to say it anymore. Just feeding your ego even more than it already has been.
Won't get out of my garage much more.
His head won't fit in the garage. But yeah, he's done great races like that. And then sometimes you sort of see him 12th, 13th, 14th, and you sort of go, I expected a little bit more. I guess, you know, we see it in the touring cars, don't we? Some weeks certain people are in the top 10, some weeks they're 30th. I suppose it's not necessarily a lack of effort, I guess.
So much can change, you know, just personal circumstances, what's going on that week and things like that. Just not being able to find the right setup and just not liking the track. There's a few different things, you know.
There's a few drivers like that, I suppose. I'm not unfairly sort of singling him out.
Oh, Ronald Moons runs a little bit wide, and Peter Bingham takes that place. I was just having a quick look a little bit further down the field, see what was going on. Those were close, and yeah, looks like Moons cracked with the pressure.
Not seen a lot of Bingham recently, I have to say. Rick Scott is in 24th, and then Van Utrecht and Whiting pretty close together, actually. Whiting making his way back through the field after
Boesland and Janssen, a tenth of a second between them. Surely there's a move coming into the bus stop this time.
Oh yeah, here he comes, Boesland. Nicely done. Seen him make a couple into there today.
That was definitely a teammate overtake, you know, giving each other a little bit of room there, going, you know, go on.
Still a good move though.
Oh yeah, he got himself there. That's the important thing, you know.
Because it's one thing to get, even if sort of somebody's going to give you a little bit of space, you know, you still got to make the corner perfectly, and that's exactly what Boesland did. Can we just reflect a little bit on Adam Bath taking 3 drivers in one corner the other night? I've never seen anything like this.
Well, we'll do that after McGlade does this little move. Maybe not.
Oh, it's okay.
Just about holds on to that as well, but
doing well with the damage, isn't he?
McGlade definitely giving it a shot there. We've only got 4 laps to go, including this one.
And now's the time to unleash
not
it.
too shabby, was it? 3 and 1.
I've never ever seen that before.
He made the apex as well. That was what even impressed me. Late braking and made the apex.
The worst,
how he did it. That's that driving force GT for you.
Maybe this is the secret.
Yeah.
that we've missed all along.
Get that cheese brake back on.
Like
I remember my sponge. Oh, wide.
It's wide. He's all the way around the outside though. That's
have momentum.
One thing the carousel does is it. Oh man.
And then a twitch just to ruin it.
Big twitch on it, McLean. He still managed to get in front. Good driving from George up into 3rd place. We're happy with that, I think. But yeah, I don't know. He made the apex, and if he hadn't have got excited and missed a shift, he would have probably taken 3 drivers, including the championship leader, in one corner.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anything like it. Don't tell him I said that, but I was
Janssen.
Yeah, do not tell Adam I said that, but I was very impressed.
I'm afraid the whole chat will tell him next week.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Janssen is now side by side with Richard Warminger. Seem to have a bit more straight line speed there, actually, and through goes the Phantom 71 car.
Oh, and then there's a big old moment coming off of turn 1.
Show you that the S's again, you know, going to claim someone in this race. I'm amazed we've not had a big smash at the top of this hill.
A couple of grazes, that's all really, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
I'm amazed nobody's lost it up there. That's usually, as well, mate, that's one of usually the first places you crash in when you're doing this track, especially in the new car.
Oh yeah, you just take so much speed through there, you're like,
you've no idea
okay.
what you're doing. I wonder if we'll ever get the LMP1s around here in Anger, because that could be interesting up there. I mean, they're not going to struggle with the corner, but seeing them going through there at full speed would be pretty epic, I think. We've got only 2 laps to go, actually, and time flies when you're having fun, ladies and gentlemen. And Johnny Brandon, well, might have seemed like the longest 18 laps that he's had in a long time, but he is clear by 3.2 seconds over Tony Kloosterman. And to be that far clear for a driver like Kloosterman, Alex, is very impressive, really. I know he started in front of him, but the lap times are fairly close, even with traffic that Brandon's had.
Yep, yeah, good solid run, really. So, not made any mistakes. That's the key thing there, isn't it? You know, clean race, no mistakes.
And reflecting on last season as well, you know, we were very fortunate to have Tony Kloosterman join us for a couple of races as well. We really enjoyed his company in the commentary box, and you know, maybe if he doesn't want to drive in the series one day, you know, we'd definitely welcome him back into the booth, because he was very good. And to say he'd never done it before, I was very impressed with his skills in the box.
Yep, I agree. Duck to water, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
great.
very easy. Very, very easy. I wish we were that good after one attempt. I mean, we certainly weren't. That's definitely the case. Back in 2010, as we keep saying, but yeah, not. We didn't have a clue what we were doing, to be honest. And somebody who I think is going to be on the prowl now is Victor Morajon, Alex, because I know it's the last lap, but he's got 3 cars in front of him, just a second or so apart. And he's got a quick car. He's getting 10 positions, and he's currently lapping about half a second quicker than the 3 of them in front. So he does have a chance of getting at least 1 before the end, you would think.
Yeah, quite possibly. Just sorting out some live timing as well for everybody. Just check the YouTube link for that.
Here we go then. 2 corners to go for Johnny Brandon. Been an absolute masterclass out there. No mistakes at all. And just a flawless performance. He started 7th, Brandon, coming across to take the 2nd race in the media day. Perfect start for him, 2018. And yeah, he'll be wishing that counted for points, because that was superb.
And on that big gaggle behind. Right.
We need to secure this spinning wheel for the rallycross, I think.
Yeah, nice and small.
With the small reverse grids.
Everyone's staying as they are. No changes on the final lap.
Nice.
Look further back.
Looking pretty even as they go across the line, isn't it? Your Light, Frost, Lundgren, pretty close together. Let's have a look at the finishing order then as the drivers come across at the end of the race. Johnny Brandon then taking the win, 2.6 seconds clear of Klusterman. And then McClay in 3rd, Evdoka 4th, and Taliancic in 5th. Matt Fretwell started on pole and delivered a very solid 6th place. Jake Blackhall 7th from the back of the grid. Jean-Philippe Boussalan 8th. 9th for Dave Janssen. 10th was Richard Warmingham. Daniel Bouzan in 11th. Victor Morajon 12th. They were all very evenly matched. Domin Gantar was nearly on the back of that as well in 13th. 14th for Nikolai Bogacar. We saw him spinning off earlier on after the contact. Katie Taranto 15th. 16th for Benga Light. Michael Frost in 17th. 18th for Robert Lundgren. 19th Matt Belton. Anthony Woodward in 20th. 21st Johan Venter. Pete Bingham in 22nd. Ronald Moons in 23rd. Clyde White in 24th. And Rick Scott in 25th. 3 cars 1 lap down. Carson Peachman, Ronald Van Utrecht, and Stephen Phillips. And then the retirements: Brenton O'Brien, Adam McNally, and Gary Croft. Eventful race too, Alex. So that was quite good.
Yeah, another
Very
good one.
good, actually.
Obviously, I spoke a bit soon, but
Well,
no,
I
still
mean,
good.
Definitely did, but you know, it did make for a really manic first lap. All right, well, reverse grid time. And what you think? What you thinking this time? You reckon it's going to be a bigger one this time?
Who knows? That's the question.
Where does this wheel go up to, by the way?
Well, I'll have a look. Actually, it's a bit hard when it's spinning around.
Oh, it was spinning
There's
already.
There's a full on there. It's not that though. It's a very small one again. 8th place.
8th place. That is the smallest one I think we've ever had in the BSRTC in Apex Racing TV, and it is Jean-Philippe Boussalan. So he's going to have that chance to make his mark in race 3, and you could join us for that in just a few minutes' time here on Apex Racing TV with the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
outside contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
outside contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and the media day here at the European PenPower V8 Supercar Championship, and very pleased to be bringing you another season of this really good series. And myself, Andrew Woodhouse, and Alex Simpson with you once again. We've got the final race of the evening, and Alex, it's a little bit of a longer format this time.
Yeah, feature race now. Obviously, we don't normally have 2 sprints and a feature. A bit of a different twist, so I'm sure the guys are going to be knackered. Fair amount of driving that they've done today when you work it all out. Best part of an endurance race, isn't it? 2.5 hours, like 2.4. So, but yeah, feature race 40 laps around the Watkins circuit, so I have no doubts that will fly by as well.
Yeah, it will be pretty quick. It's stop needed, maybe, not sure. Could well be. And yeah, it's going to be a test for these drivers out there. Let's have a look at the track temperature just quickly. 29 degrees, so nice conditions out there, not too bad.
Cars will last, yeah. So it should make it to the sort of the halfway point, no problem without any tyre issues.
And of course, we've got to look at the sponsors that are allowing the series to keep going, of course, in the format it is, and allowing us to do the broadcast as well. PenPower is the main sponsor. Now, PenPower, it's helping people through reading and writing. It's helping them to sort of how to explain really, but it's helping people to develop themselves through writing, and I think that's fantastic, because I think writing, Alex, is something that we kind of forget about in this day and age of computers and tablets and smartphones. I think writing is good for whether it is on a computer or whether it's with the pen, but I think writing's good for you in many ways, I think, definitely.
Yeah, very much so.
Button Box Shop, we've got to thank them as well. iRacing, of course, so that's an obvious one, allowing to use the software and things like that. And the Sim Racing Setup Analyzer, Speed Secrets, Gary Feekins Racing, and Simability. And Simability is very cool. They adapt controls for sim racing for people with disabilities and things like that. So that's a great cause, because there's so many people that both in reality and in the virtual world who they want to take part just like everybody else, and maybe they've got a mobility issue or something like that. There's things like hand controls, Alex, and I believe they were the ones who helped Sam Schmidt with his
I think you're right,
iRacing Race of Champions thing as well. So that's great. We're on the grid, we're ready to go. Rick Scott is on pole, and a green light is on here at Watkins for the final time tonight. Good start by Clyde Whiting on the outside, and look at Ronald Moons. He's thinking about it, going for all the marbles into turn 1 up the inside. The Belgian driver, and brilliantly done. That's a nice move there. Brilliantly done, actually. Superb commitment. Yeah,
no prisoners at first corner, have at it, and yeah, thank you very much. Absolutely.
Now, is everyone going to get through the S's properly? These are the questions. A couple of drivers fairly slow, a couple up near the wall, but managing to get away with it. Look at the sea of V8 Supercars. A fantastic sight. Into the bus stop chicane, there you go. And there's a change for lead. Clyde Whiting already up into the lead, so in the series admins. I imagine as long as Jake Blackhall stays away from him, we should be alright here.
Well, yeah, sorry. Just quickly getting the live timing back up for everybody. Sorry, do apologise.
Yeah, do take a look at that, because you'll get to see exactly what we see in terms of the race, how it's developing. Yeah, Whitey, it's good to see him up the front. He's not often right at the sharp end, Alice, but it's good to see that.
Yeah, no, series organiser, does most of the legwork in the background. I'm sure there's a whole host of others as well, but obviously we know Clyde mainly as our contact.
Good to see Ronald Moons up near the front as well. We've seen him in the ASRC Championship here that we used to cover here on Apex Racing TV as well. Anthony Woodward up in third, fourth is Rick Scott, then Peter Bingham in fifth, sixth is Matthew Belton, then it's Robert Lundgren, and then it's Gantar and Venter and Janssen. So Gantar making good headway, 4 positions gained, Alex, on the first lap for him, and it's this is the sort of race that's right up his alley, isn't it, Gantar?
Yeah, perfect one. So he's just at the back end of the
Rick
top.
Scott, slow down. All right.
Yeah, back end of the top 10. And like I say, he's going to have to get that served. We're going to drive all right by him on the straight here. But yeah, and you can just sort of push forward from here.
Oh man, there's all sorts going on into the final 2 corners. Oh, and that's Goliath and Janssen and Venter. They're all very close together, and behind Venter is sorry, behind them is Blackhall. Look at Blackhall getting involved in the low reaches of the top 10 already, Alex, as they go onto lap 3 of 40 here.
Yeah, pretty crazy, full reverse grid. And apologies to Robert, I didn't get his decal deleted in time.
No.
Totally slipped my mind, so I hope we can get that sorted for the next one. Jake got damage already on that, and Rick Scott out of the race.
Got left damage. What's happened to Rick Scott? I wonder if he got collected while he was doing his slowdown. Oh no, he's in the wall. That's what happened to him. That's why he's out of the race, Alex. He was buried in the Armco barrier at the Essie section.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, he's had a big one as well. He's had a big one. Oh, he came across. He might have done a little nudge. Looked like he may have just cut across the front of Busela. That's where he ended up, in the wall, up and over and out.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Rick. Obviously, we'll get a repair, so he can get back out there.
Did you get a replay on that? Did you manage to see it?
I can't get it back to it, I'm afraid.
Let's have a look then. Back end of the top 5. Matt Belton is in the middle of the action with Peter Bingham and with Dom and Gantar. You feel that Gantar, Alex, probably has to get past quickly if he wants to win this race, because Blackhall is only 3 seconds behind and only 3 places behind as well.
Yeah, I agree. Got to get move on with it.
And Taliancic is only another 2 seconds behind Blackhall, so I think Gantar has to maybe try and break the habit a little bit of a reasonably steady
who was
first
that
part
in
of
the
the
background?
race.
Jake's car has repaired itself, and it's Johan Venter that went for a little trip. Did he get any contact though? I think he might have done.
Helpful nudge, and he may have just driven across the front of Dave Janssen. It looked like it anyway. The 50-50 one. Janssen now going into battle with Taliancic, getting slightly forced off the circuit. Taliancic going through with a nice move. Goliath is through as well, and then behind them is Buselan and Evdoka. So some quick drivers in this pack. That's what that full reverse grid does to you, Alex, is that they end up fighting each other. The fast drivers end up fighting each other as they come through the field, which makes it more interesting.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at a battle that's on now as well. Camera pack choosing to favour the gearbox cam a little bit, but yeah, Janssen very, very close.
That battle, mate, is the one that we're looking at, with 7 drivers involved in it. Look at that train. That's a high-speed Honga line. Have you ever seen one?
Someone went a little bit off, a bit further back. Who was that?
I don't know if there was somebody serving a slowdown.
I'm not sure who that was. For a minute I thought it was Tony, but it's very un-Tony-like, isn't it?
Could have been. Yeah, Klosterman up 8 positions. He's got a bit of catching up to do though, Alex. The rest of them,
yep.
Gantar is 8 seconds in front. Blackhall 6 seconds. Taliancic is 3 seconds in front. So
Gantar and Moon's very, very close together.
he's lapping quickly though, is Klosterman. Not as quick as Blackhall though. 12.1 for him. That's comparing with the leader Clive Whiting in 12.9. So it's all closing up a little bit because you've got Gantar, you've got Bingham in 12.9 as well. Go on.
Moon's massive sideways at the top of the hill. Just about holds onto it. Didn't look like he lifted out of it either. Thank you very much, sir.
Did a good job to save that, didn't he? I didn't think he would.
Another one that should have bought the
brown trousers,
for this one.
Indeed. A lot of them going through the carousel. I mean, there's about 10 drivers in the same corner.
Close for the lead as well. All of a sudden, Woodward really starting to put a bit of pressure on Whiting.
I can't remember the last time we've seen Anthony Woodward lead a race in this series either, but normally has a bit of bad luck coming his way, but he's now right on the back of Whiting. And, you know, again, Gantar, I think he's the one who's in the best position at the minute, but
Still needs to get by Bingham pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah.
Can't really be...
Didn't this happen to him in one of the other races though at the end of last season, is that he didn't force a move quickly enough? And it kind of bit him a bit, didn't it? Because he just didn't take advantage of the track position that you get with the reverse grid.
Oh, look at this further back as well. Brandon and Janssen side by side. Oh, who's that into the wall?
Can't see it, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow, we were talking about him earlier.
It will be Boosalan, I think, 666, number of the beast there on that car. And piecing it into the wall, I think, on that occasion. Moons versus Blackhall. Blackhall late on the brakes into the penultimate corner. Gets that one done. This is the best performance we've seen from Ronald Moons, I think, for a long time in this championship. Mixing it with the front runners, only 3 seconds off the lead as well. Very evenly matched. This championship, mate, almost gets more like the BSRTC every week in terms of the closeness of the field.
That's it, just keep getting closer and closer and closer. It's what we want, you know, from our point of view. Nothing worse than a dull race.
No, nothing at all worse than that. I mean, and in fairness, we get paid to watch races, and we still hate having the dull races. So it's it's not something we want. This championship very rarely gives us that. Have a little look at Michael Taliancic here in 8th place at the moment. Matthew Belton is the man who he's going to challenge just in front. Tell you what, the big boys in this series, Alex, they've got the work cut out for them this year. There's a lot of competition out there. Doesn't matter really where you are in the field. There's always going to be someone to race with, I think.
I have no doubt of it as well. People just asking whether or not they can join the series. They sure can. Just head to the website, vaesc.com. Where am I looking? And then I'll come back to it.
That was Janssen going off. I think he's...
And Woodward for the lead.
Oh, I've lost it. Hold on. Oh my God, there's 3 of them in there. Gantar as well. Oh! Anthony Woodward into the lead. Good driving. They're side by side. Oh man, that's so close to the wall for Janssen. No, Whiting, sorry.
Got a poor run, and that's let Blackhall through.
Gantar's wasted his track position. Oh, Blackhall nearly hits Whiting. Very late into the bus stop chicane.
Norman should be through here as well. He's going to have to go with Jake.
Has to. I mean, this is the thing, Alex. He had 5 seconds over Blackhall at one point, and he hasn't managed to. You know what some of the drivers do? It's not a real criticism, because he still made his way through the field from 13th on the grid into 3rd place, but he just needed to get there.
That's the thing with some of the quick drivers. They know how to. The real quick drivers, they know how to get through quickly, don't they?
Needed to just have that little bit more ruthlessness, maybe in the early part of the race. I mean, it's really a tough one, because I don't encourage these sort of.
Oh, who was that very deep into the corner?
That's Moons, is it?
I don't think it was.
Not Moons.
Moons.
Oh no, it's Taliancic, isn't it?
Ah, there we go.
He's side by side with. Oh, Gantar's lost it. He's lost it big time, and he's taken Bingham with him.
Oh,
Bingham out as well.
He got out there.
Bingham can't stop the car. Oh, nearly took out Taliancic.
Going to get a replay of looking at Bingham there.
Gantar, well, it didn't matter in the end, did it?
No, sadly. Exactly. Just hit the wall. You can just see that there from looking at Bingham. point of view of it. Hit the wall, comes across him, jinks to the right, Bingham, hits the wall. That's him done. That's the beast of the V8. It's just not nimble enough to be able to react that quickly and bounce back the other way, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, the rest of them did a good job to avoid him as well. Coming through, Gantar.
That's it for them.
Not necessarily out of the race. He does have a fast repair, and Woodward's taken Blackhall with the lead again. I think the lead have changed hands, but Anthony back in front. And Jake had all sorts of problems with turn 1.
I want to quickly finish what my point. Yeah, head to the website as well if you want to join or register for the league. All the information should be on there. Reach out to the guys on there. I think there's a contact form and things like that you can do. Or contact Clyde Whiting on iRacing, and he'll get you set up and get you an invite over.
Worth it. It's a good league, this. If you can drive the V8 Supercar, if you want to learn it, then it's definitely worth giving it a go. I've driven this car. I used to drive the old V8 Supercar as Blackhall goes through. I don't know where he found that from. He must have so much more straight line speed, Alex, because there was no way in hell he was going to be able to make that move. For me, when he came off the carousel, he was nowhere near him.
Yeah, he didn't look it, did he, at all? But yeah, obviously a bit more trimmed out. It's a bit cooler out there now as well, so perhaps just took a bit of downforce off of that. Look at this battle going on for third, fourth. Yeah, forget the lead for a minute.
Loads of them, isn't there? Talyancic and Whiting and Docker and Belton and Lundgren and McClay and Brandon and Klusterman and Moons and Galite. That is all of them. Down to 12th actually, that's 3rd to 12th, just 3 seconds apart. Look at them streaming through the S's, what a shot that is.
That's where the reverse grid can be fantastic, you know, where we're still 12 laps in and the pack is still this close.
It's some spectacular racing. We're already nearly 1/3 distance here in this feature race here in the media day. I forget it's only media day, you know?
Yeah.
Come on,
made
man.
for a great opening round this season.
I was happy to get this going.
Make the points count.
Oh, great. I think it's been a great meeting.
Side by side, we've got McClay and Belton, I believe? Lundgren, sorry.
I think you're right, but he's definitely McClay. He's definitely through into 7th place. Belton's just in front of them, mate. It's similar car colour, actually, I think.
All race long, I want to be called in George McFly. Oh, that is a late move! Abbott's down into turn 1. He's somehow got the car stopped. That was Johnny Brandon.
He's got no rear wing.
He's got no rear wing, but he can still get it stopped.
Doesn't matter.
And Robert Lundgren, well, he did literally soil himself when he saw that move coming on. Got right out of it. Lost himself another 4 places afterwards. So, yeah, that was a moment.
Can I say Sharted on the TV? I think we can just about get away with that one.
You can say whatever you want. It's our channel. No one else's. Your discretion is advised.
Where's the PG-13 sticker or whatever we need to put on it? As
Docker and Michael having a good little battle.
Close, that's 2 quick drivers. Oh, Talyancic's gone off. Is he back on in time? No. So Michael Docker goes up into 3rd place, continuing a good run of form that he's got. McClay versus Belton. McClay's been a revelation in this car. I didn't think he had this kind of. I didn't know he drove this car, to be honest. And if he hadn't before this, well, this is boding really well for him for the rest of the season. If he's new to the car, I really don't know. I'm going to do some digging while you can have a chat for a little bit, and I'll try and find out.
Yeah, very. Like you say, really impressive. The first race really impressed me. And he's backed it up with 2 more solid performances. Look, was that a move? Again? Yeah, between the 2 Michaels, nothing changing there. With Docker having a good performance as well. Woodward, this is a great race from him as well. We're at 14 now, so, we're quite a way in. And he's got 5.1 seconds over Docker behind, so... just keeps doing what he's doing. He's got a podium here, guaranteed, I think.
Having a little look at it, 4,000 rating for McClay. Usually drives GT3s.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in the GT3s yet. Yeah, it doesn't. I can't find any evidence of V8 supercars. Not easily, anyway. So I think that's.
There he comes.
He's going up the inside of Whiting. P1. That's nicely done, isn't it?
Yeah, Bill
Nice and
Switzer.
easily.
What's gone on with Bill? He's into the pits. Retired.
I don't think he did any of the other races, Bill Switzer. You know, did he?
I'm not sure.
Started last, which would indicate that he didn't. Potentially, but yeah, he's in the pit lane out. Like Stephen Phillips is down in 22nd as well. It's not been the best performance from him really either today. That is a surprising one. He was strong at the end of the previous season, wasn't he? So.
Oh, blown engine.
Oh,
Bill. That was what did it.
blown engine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, what's Klosterman doing? He looks pretty close right now to Mackie Belton.
Pace through. That's why. Yep. Indeed. Got a good battle going on a bit further down as well. I don't really want to take the attention off the front too much, but got a great scrap between Peachman, Bogacic and Taranto. He's in the pits.
Klosterman, first one to jump in then. Trying to get himself out of the...
Ronald Moons is in as well
mid-pack.
from what was 12th place, I think. Might have been a bit higher than that. But yeah, this battle. Oh my God! Peachman on the main straight. Alex is gone. He's lost it on the main straight.
Trying to get it back, get a replay.
How's he done that?
Jump on it quickly.
Oh, he's had the death wiggle. He got on the grass slightly. He's had a wiggle and a wobble and a waddle and out. Well, not out, but into the wall at the very least. Dear me.
Just a bit wide off, wasn't it? Off the corner. Just couldn't collect it. Tried to hold on to it, the gas. Sometimes you just got to get out of it.
The accident went so long, I thought we just lost it on the straight, but it actually started coming out the last corner. I didn't. That's how far he kept it before crashing. Did so well to try and hold it. Belton now under pressure from Lundgren, who's himself under pressure from Buselan. Janssen just behind them, and Buzan taking a lot of the inside curve on the final. Oh, crash! It's Janssen. Janssen's crash coming off the last corner. Alex in
Doing 2 laps. Going on.
Just got a wiggle on again. I wonder if the tyres had just had enough. That was slightly different. Yeah, there's many similarities, but just he lost it a tiny bit earlier than what Peachman did. Either way, he's into the wall.
Carrying a bit of damage before that as well. Front left. You're right. Yeah, like you say, just lost it before.
Just a little earlier.
It wasn't really the grass, was it, that caused it? It just genuinely lost it.
It just didn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor old Dave Janssen. That was
A few people into the pits. Johnny Brandon, he's in. Gets himself a fresh car. It's got a spoiler on the back now.
Oh,
that might help.
Hey, Taliancic's looking for the move for third place on Evdoka. Reigning champ, car 1. Her way through into P3. Right. Blackhall leading by 4 seconds. Anthony Woodward still going very well in second place, actually. I'm very impressed by this drive by Woodward. Oh, mistake by Evdoka. Here comes Taliancic, Alexon. Into the S's, it's going to be interesting this.
Yeah, Evdoka just managed to get the drive up the hill, didn't he, actually?
He was so close to the wall.
There was the need to go defensive. I think he's right to do that.
Round the outside. Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Very
good.
That's an early contender for move of 2018, I think, is that?
Yeah, great move. Not easy to do that at all.
That's a good drive.
Mitted on the brake. And that's kind of what the bus stop can do, you know. You can cover the inside, or you can have the outside, you know. Some cases it's better to be on the outside, actually, because you can really swing it in and use that left curb.
But that is a good driver that he's just gone around the outside.
Yeah.
You know, that's not easy to do at all. That makes it all the more. I think usually with overtakes, off. Boosterland off at the second to last corner, well off into the gravel. That's miles off.
Yeah, not a good race this one for him.
Oh wow, he just couldn't get it stopped, mate. He missed the corner by so far.
That'd be me trying to drive a V8 Supercar.
It would be.
I'd be like, what? I'd be like trying to brake on my with my F1 braking zone.
That was so far away.
What's going on? Where's the brakes?
You wouldn't. Well, you might not know where the brake pedal is, but you sure as hell know where the wall was. Boosterland now trying to get back on the pace. He's trying to get past Warmingham. Switches from one side to the other. He throws the dummy. Having a go? No, he's not. Warmingham, good defence from him. A little wide on the exit. Should be okay. Should get away with that. Think. Good stuff out there, mate. I'm enjoying this. I think this is a cracking race. Cracking media day we've had. It's been really, really cleanly driven, considering that this is a non-championship race.
It has, yeah. Normally they can be a bit of a free-for-all, can't they? So,
yeah,
good to see.
And it's good to see, and also, like I said, I think few drivers out there will be wanting to get the points on the board. I think George McClay will be leading the championship. There's very little doubt about that, I think.
Woodward into the pits,
for the first race.
Yeah, he is, but he's got damage, though.
Oh, he had a problem. He must have had a big problem then on this previous lap.
He does it coming into the pits.
Oh, so he comes in. He's on the inside, and
well, it could have been a worse place to have done it, I suppose. But
it's as he brakes for the commitment cone. Brakes for the commitment cone. He locks the rears.
Get a new car straight away, but.
That's 5 seconds or so lost, though.
Yeah, exactly.
More than that.
That could be the difference between him keeping the podium and not doing it. Simple stuff. Does he get a penalty as well?
That's basically just him braking.
He didn't get a penalty. He is away now, of course. He didn't get a penalty. It was 25 seconds. It's kind of what's other people. So you consider he was 5 seconds up the road from Klosterman. He's now 10 seconds behind.
Just braking too late for the cone, isn't it?
Yeah, you just can't afford to do that sort of stuff.
You've got to give yourself a little bit of margin.
Lose a half a second in that pit stop just to be safe. I never ever threaten the commitment cone now. I always.
You've got to be safe than sorry on.
This is it. I've been penalised with that in a race, and I will never ever do it again. I'm like, no, I'll rather lose the 2-3 tenths by just braking a bit earlier. And I never ever go near the white lines again after that IndyCar race that we often talk about.
The only place that I always really struggle with as the battle rages on for what is the race lead out there on the circuit. It's not the effective race lead, but it is the Daytona 500. It gives me nightmares about entering the pits.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter how early you brake, you just seemingly just can't get in. And but yeah, that's why I'm careful into the pits, because I did a lot of oval racing when I started iRacing, and I've just carried it over. Because you remember my pit entry that time in the World Cup, which in the World Cup final, which was that's why I don't do things like that anymore, and I don't, because that's exactly what happened to me. Is what happened to Anthony Woodward there. So yeah. Try not to make that happen again, I think. Same with missing pit box, isn't it? That's just something you just could never do. I mean, it did happen to me at Le Mans last year, but I mean, my only excuse on that was it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Easy done.
But you've got to not do that, Van Uitrecht has pitted. He's come out just behind Michael Frost, actually. That's 20.
Michael 12 seconds ahead of Klosterman, who's the next person on the track who has actually done a pit stop.
That was about the gap between those two anyway.
I think so.
Earlier on. And Docker and Talianchi still fairly close together. Docker's in this lap. Yeah, he is. Oh! Oh, dear me. Same thing.
Holds it though.
Exactly the same problem for Docker as it was for Woodward. But yeah, he just about hangs on to that. Squeaky bum time.
Where is Woodward compared to him? Because again, he was quite clear. And I would have expected Tony to move
Carousel.
forward, you know?
Carousel.
Let's see how he's going to get out anywhere near. He lost so much time in there.
Oh, yeah. 10, 15 seconds, wasn't it? At least.
Look, he's still in the pits.
Because he was quite away.
Oh, he's away now.
He was at least 4 seconds, was he, in front of Tony?
Yeah. More than that on Tony. He was plenty clear, so yeah.
12 seconds now. I mean, he's slower than Klosterman, but only by half a second. So.
Yeah, I mean, he come out behind Belton as well, so.
But again, we've seen over the last couple of seasons in this championship that
25 seconds stop as well. Sorry, Andrew, to cut you off there.
No, it's alright.
So he did have some. So maybe he did get a penalty as well.
Ah,
if he got some sort of thing.
Unsafe
I thought it was.
entry.
I thought, yeah, exactly. It could have been an unsafe.
He'll have unsafe, won't he? Because he was out of control as he came in. So that makes sense. What was I going to say? Yeah, we've seen previous seasons of this championship anyway that it's small mistakes that cost people races, isn't it? You know, it's a slight miscalculation on fuel. It's a slight missing of the pit box. You know what I mean? It's slightly getting your strategy wrong. It's taking the wrong amount of tyres. You know, these aren't crazily massive errors, but they have big consequences.
Kind of reminds me of Kevin Ford in the
oh yeah,
Rick, you know, just slight mistakes that keep creeping in.
Sorry, Bingham braked on the grass for the last corner. I thought he was a goner. Oh, he's got to slow down. Sorry. Yep.
Now he's running in a bit hot into turn 1. Warming him into the pits. He's away. Where's he going to come out? Going to be around about 13th, I think.
Was 4th, wasn't he? But now he's going to be. That is Clyde Whiting. So 14th.
14th, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, you know, just needs to those marginal gains from getting everything right will make a big difference to his race, you know.
Yeah.
That's how we always seem to lose to Mike Dam. Mike Dam just gets the little things right, and everything else takes care of itself, you know.
Yeah, and the Rick Tech Sports Car Series, for those who don't know, is one of the best series that we broadcast. So if you love what you're seeing from the PenPower European V8 Championship, and you love the Rick Tech Sports Car Series, and that will be starting up in. It's just under 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
it's the 15th of January.
A week and a bit. So
that'll be.
Driving standards in that league are the best I've ever seen. Any league.
Yeah. The driving standards, the organisation, never seen anything quite like it. That is Tuesday morning. Yes, I said Tuesday morning. We think it's going to be 1 o'clock, don't we? 1 o'clock AM. Tuesday mornings on Apex Racing TV. Please have a tune in, even if you can't watch live. To be honest, I don't blame you not watching live, but have a watch on catch up and just see, you know, click that notification icon next to the subscription button. You get the notifications when our videos come out. So you will see that Rick Tech Sports Car Series link when you wake up on Tuesday morning. Do yourself a favour and watch it. It's fun. The driving is great. You've got 2 classes of car which are very different and something that, you know, we've got the Ford Mustang, we've got the Mazda MX-5. The Mustang's not really used that much on iRacing, so it's something a bit different. And you've got great driving and great stewarding. But yeah, Kevin Ford, who is one of the league admins actually, he should have won the title really last season.
Should have done.
He could have done. I don't know about should have, but it's not like he missed an open goal. But just maybe one slight mistake here, one slight mistake there, a crash or a
few races
strategy
where he let it slip away. I just want to point out we did just see Woodward make a move there on Matt Belton just while we were plugging the Rick Tech series.
Yeah, we've got to plug some of the other series as well. We're on Apex Racing TV.
Docker's very close to Klosterman. Now he pitted a lot later and maybe took tyres compared to Tony, or more tyres, because 17 seconds versus 21.4. Last laps were, I was only about 10th in it, but yeah, he's looking looking quick as Docker out there.
Tony's lapping quickly as well. So if Docker's catching Tony, then you know he's going somewhere. Because Klusterman lapped on the 12.2 last time round. It was half a second slower than Blackwell, but Blackwell's been extremely quick tonight.
Why is
and he defends
Michael's
hard.
still out in the lead? He hasn't pitted yet either. He's on lap 27.
He goes late though, doesn't he, usually? I think so. Didn't it work before for him? He'll have less time in the pits, of course. Oh no, that's lap traffic. Dear me. It was Frost getting out of the way. Klusterman defending hard, and this is not helping them try to catch third place here at the minute. Nikolai been in the pits or not?
No, not yet.
Oh, well, he was nearly forced to go to the pits then because he smashed the wall coming up the hill. Doing a good job is Nikolai out there with the damaged car. With 14 laps to go out of the 40 that we're scheduled for here. But yeah, this league is, you know, very well driven and very well run as well. But, you know, it's one of those leagues that kind of flies under the radar a little bit, this one, I think. Because it, just like the Rickmatech, and that's why we talk about it, because I think the standard's very good, and I think the drivers don't really get the credit that they deserve. However, they will receive points for the iRankings through this. Any race broadcasted on Apex Racing TV does receive iRanking points. So, and the Sim Racing Observer with a fantastic initiative there for the 2018 iRacing year. So, you know, if you want to be on the iRankings, Alex, I think this series isn't a bad one to just maybe grab a few spare points on a Saturday evening.
Yeah, maybe. I think all the series that we do have been picked up on that as well. So, and you do it's every race that they do as well. So with it being a back-to-back races, you know, you can pick up a good clutch. So, and as far as the private leagues goes out there, you get reasonable amount of points for them. So
they're just tweaking the points structure a bit, aren't they, at the minute?
It's all done on It's all done on kind of like the competition you get in the series as well. So you know, the more competitive the series gets, the bigger names that get in there, then the more points will be up for grabs too.
Yeah, bigger names, faster drivers, equal more points. It's all about trying to find out who is the best on iRacing, because as it is at the minute, we don't really have a measure of who is the best. Yes, Martin Kroenke is the iRacing Grand Prix Series, the iRacing World Championship Series champion. But is he the best? Is he the best driver on iRacing?
Yeah, who knows?
We don't actually know, you know. Nobody really knows. Klusterman versus Docker as well. Still very close together. Klusterman has to go defensive into turn one once more, but he does know that he's got the advantage through the S's because there really isn't any way to overtake through here. The straight going up to the bus stop chicane is quite relatively short when you're doing the speeds that these V8 Supercars are doing, which is well over 150 miles an hour, although he's going to have to block the inside here, Alex. It's not short enough for Docker to not have a chance. He's definitely got an opportunity if he can really, really nail turn one, I think.
Tony really savvy as well. It gives him just enough room, you know? That's the thing. That's what makes going around the outside hard when you really haven't got any room to play with, you know?
Veteran of the series, he knows exactly how to do it. I'm not sure how much experience Docker has in the V8 Supercar, to be honest, but a bit like George McClay, I'm really just not sure. But, you know, Docker's the kind of driver, Alex, who we might squeak into those iRankings, the top 100 list, because he does a lot of series, he does them well, and you know he's going to pick up points, steady points, nothing major, I don't think, but big points. He's now trying to pick up. Oh,
we're on board.
Wow,
for that.
he nearly picked up a DNF. We shouldn't have helped him at all.
Giving it everything that lap.
Well, it wouldn't matter. I guess it's still on the media day, but the way this is being driven out there, it's lulling me into thinking it's counting for the championship. And if Docker now on the former champion into the chicane, hard on the brakes for both. Klusterman trying his best to hang with Docker, but brilliant work by car 989. Michael Docker showing just how good he is. He really is. Yeah. Very, very strong. in anything that he drives, it seems, mate, as well. He drives the touring cars, he drives the GT cars as well.
So, if Docker obviously took tyres.
I don't think Klosterman did.
No, I don't think he did, and neither did Taliancic as well, because he's obviously still a few seconds up the road.
What about Blackhall?
Blackhall probably didn't either.
Taliancic was 1 second quicker than Blackhall on that last lap.
Yeah.
I wonder. Let's see what laps Jake's done since coming out of the pits. They've been excellent lap times. 11.9, 11.9, 11.7, 12.0, 12.0, 12.6, 12.1, 12.3. So slight variation in the last few laps, but I think he has had a bit of traffic to contend with.
Yeah.
Victor Morajon is down in 19th place. We don't normally see him down there, and I think he's had to get past him on this lap, and he's going to have a bit more traffic here with Katie and Matt just in front, and McNally, Adam McNally just in front of them.
This is why the going long's worked for Michael, actually, because, you know, he's I don't know if they haven't taken tyres. It doesn't look like they've taken tyres. It looks like it's just fuel or 2 tyres or something like that. You know, whatever they can get away with, kind of thing, for the same time that the car's being filled up. That's possibly what's gone on there. But yeah, it's worked well for Michael, because obviously he's run long. He's on the tyres. He's able just to do his thing out there. He's not really affecting him. Because there's a few others that haven't taken tyres as well, so he still had that good pace out there with the clean track, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like I always said, if I was ever in Formula 1, yeah, right. But if I was ever in a back of the grid car, I would stay out as long as possible. I would make every single first stint as long as it can, because the time you'd lose by being on, say, a slower tyre, you'd gain by never having the blue flags until at least halfway through the race. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Because if you come in early, like you're just asking for blue flag after blue flag, I think, and that really kills you. That's, you know, being on a slow tyre might be half a second a lap, maybe 1 second a lap slower, but if you're getting a blue flag every other lap, then you're losing 3 or 4 seconds at a time sometimes.
Yep.
So I don't know. I would always stay out as long as possible. It doesn't always work, I guess, but we've still got this battle going on as well. And Docker might have got past Tony Klosterman, Alex, but he hasn't got rid of the Canadian.
No, he's not pulling really away at all. Tony's picking up the draft nicely, and Docker a bit sideways, eating those tyres up a little bit right now. I'm going to be happy to see that. 8 laps to go, you know, they can quite easily drop off.
Pace is consistent from all the front runners, especially, I mean, Klosterman, he's had a bit of up and down there, but he was defending a few of those laps from Docker, so you've got to take that into account. Like I said, the best judge of the pace really is Jake Blackhall and Michael Taliancic. And Taliancic, since he's come out of the pits, has been absolutely blistering.
Yeah, I definitely feel there's a couple of tyres there. There's got to be a couple of tyres, isn't there?
Well, 11.4, 11.6 and 11.8, I think it's got to be tyres, because he was doing high 12s before the pit stops.
Yeah. But those that took all 4 tyres are those that were on like 25, I think, like 25-second stops. So definitely a couple. I mean, it's the Cup circuit, so you can get away with just changing the left side. So surely
he lost 35 seconds in the pits. It looks like. Oh, having to deal with some traffic here.
It's very close still for third. See that traffic in the distance. If Docker defending the inside now, he senses the need. This one's going to go all the way to the checkered flag, I'm sure.
Oh, Klosterman's trying to pinch him down to the apex. Go around the outside. If he gets that one done, that'll be pretty good indeed. Who's got the momentum? Well, Docker's got the inside line. Klosterman maybe a slightly faster line. Yeah, and he's through, but can he keep it? Because now we are heading into the bus stop again. We've already seen them go to battle here before. See how that ended. Side by side, Docker's trying to go around the outside. He doesn't want a repeat of race 1, where he ended up cutting across the chicane and missing it completely because he just couldn't make the corner. So Tony Klosterman through, back up onto the podium, and Docker very nearly off the podium and very nearly off the results sheet. All kinds of sideways, beautiful. It's hurt Anthony Woodward, hasn't it? That
has, yeah,
thing.
big time.
He would have been quite near George McClay, I think, who's in 5th. He's now only 1 second ahead of Matt Belton.
I genuinely think he had a chance for podium. I really do.
Yeah.
Nikolai behind Boosum, 7/10. Another little battle that's going on out there as well. That's for 11th place. Just having a little look down the order to see what else is going on. Belton is actually reeling back in Woodward as well, as we were speaking about him.
Ben Galight's only just in front of that battle as well between Busalan and Bogachev as well. So that's fairly close. Moons, Whiting, Lundgren quite close as well. I think they're being lapped as we speak, so they're going to have to mix risk and reward of trying to save as much time as possible through the traffic. I mean, the way you take blue flags, Alex, as a lapped driver can have just as much impact on the result as the way you actually make your way through traffic.
That's a huge effect, doesn't it? That's the thing. You know, how the race can pan out towards the end can have a huge what am I trying to say? Where just sort of carries on, doesn't it? You know, things can happen. It can just put you a few seconds back if you don't have, you just don't get through the traffic right, and you can meet other traffic, find another incident that you have to avoid. You lose another couple of seconds here, there, and everywhere. So it's important to work your way through, you know, cleanly and efficiently. Oh dear, Kloosterman. That's race over. Let's have a look, see what it was. It's already happened.
Oh.
Oh, it's already happened here. It was a long time ago.
I think I'm not going to get it. I'm afraid I'm trying to go back. I think I have it. You're going to have to tell me we've lost Adam McNally as well. Disconnection. Him. What happened to Tony Kloosterman then, Alex?
Let's have a quick look, see what went on here. He was around. It was something to do in turn 1. Docker. Not too. It's not. I wouldn't say he's exactly close at this point. Not too far back for a move. Oh, there's a parked car. It's a PenPower car. One of the Phantom cars just parked on the apex. Yeah, on the exit apex. And yeah, I don't know if Tony was not looking as to what was going on. Because Michael not too far behind him, but yeah, he just rounded the corner like normal and just bosh straight into him.
Oh,
race over. Well, he'll be glad it's media day.
He will be indeed. I'll see if anybody had a slow lap, really. I mean,
have a quick look at Jake. We haven't given him all that much airtime in this race. But that's what happens when you lead him by 13 seconds, Jake. Slow down.
Yeah.
To say his Evolution Racing team livery looks rather sexy in the black and orange.
Oh yeah.
Sponsored by Logitech G.
I didn't see. By the way, I'm just trying to figure out who the parked car was. I didn't see anybody dropping down the order. So
I'm not sure who it was, to be honest.
I'm not actually sure at all.
Unfortunately, I can't with the controls I have. I can't flip back and forth between the cars. I can only select a car. So
yeah, the old
I have to
ERT.
know who. Yeah, I have to know who it is.
Yeah, the old ERT looks pretty good.
It does.
And
actually, Jake
looks very fast as well.
Jake actually paints them, doesn't he, as well?
Oh, does
That's
he?
Jake's
wow.
handiwork. Yeah.
That's nice.
I want to say it's something like Knight Rider designs or something like that.
Okay.
That he does. So yeah, if you want a livery, you like the look of what Jake's done there, yeah, reach out and give him a shout. Yeah, I'm sure he can help out. I'm not sure what he charges or anything like that.
Yeah, Rider design. It says on the back of it says on the fuel, near the fuel cap, I think. It says KRD on there.
Well, there you go.
That'll be it. Where's O'Brien disappeared to anyway? Is he skiving?
Well, yeah, I mean, he did tell me it was 3:10 before the race even started, so probably a bit late. It's probably thought, no, I'll do the first 2, but maybe not the feature one.
It's probably not skiving then, in fairness to him.
Probably asleep in his rig somewhere.
We know that Jake does races at stupid o'clock anyway, don't we? So he's probably used to this by now.
Yeah, this is just regular time for him, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Michael does have the lead down to 12.4 seconds, but with only 2 to go now. looking unlikely to that anything's going to change up front. Woodward and Belton might be the closest battle out there. You know, Belton's closing him in. It was 7/10 on that lap actually, and so Woodward's just dropped off a tiny bit at this point.
And we've got somebody jumped in for a quick chat with us, Mr. Klisterman. Well, what was your view of that?
Well, you know, not much I could do. There was a car across the road there, and Bill couldn't get it moving, and I T-boned him, so the motor went.
That's gutting. I wasn't sure whether the motor went or not, so yeah, but it was a pretty hard hit. So, but I have to say, this is shaping up to be a fun season. Looks quite competitive out there.
Yeah, very.
Oh, crash! Rick Scott. Sorry, Tony, but Rick Scott's crashed at the second to last corner. He's actually 2 laps down anyway, but he was on pole at this race and not gone particularly well. Sorry, yeah, Tony, we're almost onto the last lap actually. So yeah, we'll have a couple of little words from you before we get the end of the race.
Yeah, the competition is shaping up very nicely. We've got some fast new guys, and it looks like it's going to be a good season.
Quick fire then question. How's the ankle, and how was Barbados?
Barbados was hot, but it was a lot of fun, lots of rum, and the ankle's about 80%. So I'm pretty happy with today so far.
And so might have been the rum as well. That might have been 80% too. Thanks for joining us again, mate. It's good to hear from you. No doubt we'll hear from you at the first race meeting of the season.
Okay, take care, guys.
Cheers, Tony. Cheers. Always good to have Tony up here in the commentary box with us. And, well, hopefully he'll be celebrating more victories soon. But in the media day, at least, Alex, to the spoils will go Jake Blackhall in this final race, surely.
Yeah, good race. It would have to be an almighty commentator's curse for him to lose it right now.
We've seen them. Over the line he comes.
True.
Checkered flag is out, and Jake Blackhall wins the feature race here at Watkins. Brilliant. Taliacic then out of the final corner, reigning champion Alex, and he looks like he's preparing for the season very well as well.
Yeah, good start. That's what he needs, wasn't it? You know, second place.
Yeah,
he's going to get that on merit as well, so he's going to be a contender for getting back that championship.
Races like this, meetings like this are about
the
confidence, aren't they? Really, building that up before the season starts. And Anthony Woodward, that'll do his confidence a hell of a lot of good. A top 5 in the final race of the day, and he did make it a little harder for himself than it would have been.
Oh, this is quite close. This is between Nikolai and Bulselin.
I think he would have been 5th anyway, Woodward, but still beats Belton, Bogachev and Busalan 666 and 555. 9th and 10th for them. Ben Galite in... we lost Ben Galite on the final lap.
We've done, aren't we?
Dave Janssen in 11th. Yeah, Galite we lost, like I say, on the final lap. I'm not sure what happened to him. But he did not make it to the end. All right, so let's see the finishing order then. Jake Blackhall with the victory. Michael Taliancic, reigning champion, in 2nd place. And then another Michael Evdoka this time. 19 positions gained for him into 3rd. George McClay. In fact, the front 4, Blackhall gained 18, Taliancic 19, Evdoka 19. And the same for George McClay, who's going to be a contender for the championship, I'm sure, if he manages to do all the rounds. Anthony Woodward in 5th, Matthew Belton in 6th. Samuel Buzan's had a very solid evening, actually. That's one of the best that we've seen from him in quite some time. Richard Warmingham in 8th, with he gained 8 places as well. Jean-Philippe Busalan in 9th, with 9 positions gained. Nikolai Bogachev in 10th. Dave Janssen 11th. He was the last car on the lead lap. And then all the rest, actually, many retirements and lapped cars actually here, which I didn't realise to the full extent that we had. Galite, Moons, Fretwell, Whiting, Lundgren, Venter, Peachman and Frost were all 1 lap down. And then the retirements was Van Utrecht, Taranto, Bingham, Morrijon, Scott, Kloosterman, as we said, as we spoke to Tony just a minute ago. Bill Switzer, who we found out that was who it was that ended up getting T-boned by Kloosterman. Adam McNally, Stephen Phillips, Johnny Brandon, and Domen Ganter. Ganter was the first retirement, Alex.
Crazy.
Seemed like he got quite a way into the race, but he only lasted actually 10 laps. There we go.
Not really sure.
And it's not
That's
often we
nice.
say that Gantar was the first retirement after crashing out. So, yeah, that's unusual. But I tell you what, mate, if the rest of the season's like this, then I only see fantastic things going forward for this PenPower V8 Supercars.
I agree. I think it's going to be great. Fantastic 3 races tonight. Really enjoyed all 3. Been pleasure to call the action on. So, and have you on the box as well. Always a pleasure, mate.
Indeed, mate.
Just a reminder, just to big shout out to all the sponsors as well that make the series happen. I know Clyde's can't jump into TeamSpeak, so I'll just give him another quick shout out. So to PenPower, the Button Box, us, so yours truly, iRacing, Sim Racing Setup Analyzer, Speed Secrets, Simability, and it's my eyes are terrible, Gary Freak Racing.
All right, excellent. So. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thanks to Alex for the streaming, as usual. And, well, let's just take a look and just see when the first race of the season is. We'll get you the actual details of that. It will be on the 13th of January, so that will be next weekend. Looking forward to it after this. 2-race format again, 20-lap race and a 40-lap race, and that will be at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. So we've been there quite a lot, Alex, recently, and, well...
that'd be good.
It will be good. There won't be a lot of overtaking there, but I do think that that's a track that usually causes problems for the drivers.
Yeah, usually. Can be a bit tricky. Do you know, very quickly, before we run off, as Jake's here, just bring him in very quickly for a little chat. It is the media day, and we're not really sort of doing interviews or so, but we'll throw him in, see what he thought of that, and just mention to him that we give him a nice little plug as well for his Knight Rider designs. And yeah, congrats, mate. You look good out there.
Thank you. Yeah, much appreciated for the plug as well for KRD. Yeah, it was an interesting night. To be fair, I hate this track. This is another one of my tracks that you're going to come up that I hate. This car and me and this track just don't go well together. Something always goes wrong. So, but yeah,
the track,
it's
and
good
he's
to
lapping nearly half a second lap faster than everyone out there.
Everyone else.
Get out.
Sorry. Yeah, no. It's good to be back in this car. I haven't driven it because obviously you guys know I've been driving the Kia all year. It's good to actually get back into something I'm familiar with.
Funny, Alex, isn't it? Because you said at the start of the broadcast that loads of the drivers love this track, but I bet there's 1 or 2 that don't. I think we found the 1 or 2 that don't.
There we go. We have indeed. Right, Jake. Sorry, mate. Like I say, we're not doing like proper interviews or anything like that. So just wanted to say congrats and yeah, we'll catch you. We'll catch you next week. Well, not next week. The week after for round 1.
Next week.
Is it
next week's round 1.
Oh, it is next week.
Next
week.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
It is next week.
Yes,
All
it
right.
is.
Cheers, boys. Have a good one.
Cool, mate. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
See you later. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate it. We'll be back on Tuesday with the BSR MX-5 Winter Series and continuing the Winter Series theme with the Rallycross cars on Thursday before we're here for the first round of the V8 Supercars. So thank you very much, everybody, and it's good night from Watkins Glen.